This awe-inspiring episode bridges the gap between science and spirituality, showing how deeply intertwined your brain is with your most meaningful, transformative experiences. This is a summary of the science of spiritual experiences, how to rewire your brain for more happiness and purpose from the Robbins podcast, featuring Dr. Andrew Newberg, neuroscientist, medical doctor, and pioneer of neurotheology. His decades of research uncover how prayer, meditation, music, and awe don't just feel good, they physically reshape your brain. The full summary is available on perfectsummary.com, and you can listen to the podcast Perfect Summary on all major platforms or watch it on YouTube at Official Perfect Summary. The discussion explores what happens in your brain during spiritual or religious experiences, how rituals and awe-filled moments create deep healing and growth, why spiritual experiences matter even if you're not religious, how to embed these practices into everyday life to rewire your brain for joy, clarity, and purpose. What is a spiritual experience? Dr. Newberg defines spirituality as a connection to something greater than the self. That connection may look like God, divinity, or universal consciousness, nature or music, a higher cause or mission, human connection or creative expression. It's not about labels. It's about the feeling, awe, clarity, transformation, and unity. What happens in your brain during a spiritual experience? Dr. Newberg has used fMRI, SPECT scans, and PET imaging to map the brain during spiritual practices like meditation, prayer, chanting, and even speaking in tongues. Here's what his research reveals. Key brain shifts. Parietal lobe decreases in activity, leads to feelings of oneness, unity, and loss of ego boundaries. Frontal lobes, control and planning, deactivation during peak experience, a state of surrender and flow. Limbic system, heightened activation, intense feelings of awe, love, and emotional clarity. Thalamus, sensory filter, altered signaling, allows new perception and clarity of thought. The 5 core elements of spiritual experience, based on thousands of personal narratives across spiritual and secular backgrounds, Dr. Newberg identified 5 recurring elements. 1. Unity, a deep connection to something beyond the self. 2. Intensity, the experience feels heightened, powerful, more real. 3. Clarity, a sudden understanding or insight into yourself or life. 4. Surrender, a letting go of control that opens emotional or spiritual flow. 5. Transformation, you come out of the experience changed in how you see life. These can happen in big life-altering moments or small everyday rituals. Why these experiences rewire the brain? Spiritual experiences lead to measurable neural rewiring, boost dopamine, joy, motivation, enhance serotonin sensitivity, calm, optimism, reduce stress hormone output, improve emotional regulation, attention, and memory. People who engage in spiritual practices, religious or not, report higher well-being, lower anxiety, greater resilience, and a stronger sense of purpose. Feeling stuck? You're not broken. You're repeating patterns. If you feel stuck in life, it's not because you're lazy or lost. It's because your brain is running old loops. But that's exactly where rituals can change everything. Rituals that rewire your brain and reset your life. These aren't just self-care hacks. They're how you train your nervous system and reconnect to meaning and purpose. Here's how to bring them alive. Morning breathwork or prayer. Anchors you in calm before the day's demands. Hijack your system. How to do it. Sit upright and breathe deeply. 4-4-4 box breathing. Pair it with a simple mantra. I welcome clarity and peace today. Light incense with intention, a sensory ritual that triggers peace and presence. How to do it. Choose a scent that grounds you, e.g. sandalwood, lavender. Let this scent reset my space. Journal what you're grateful for. Turns your brain's attention toward what's working, not what's wrong. How to do it. Write 3 things you're grateful for. Add why. This creates emotional reinforcement and rewires joy pathways. Listen to meaningful music. Music activates emotional memory and creative flow. How to do it? Pick a soul-stirring song. Sit still and breathe with it. Let your emotions surface. Don't analyze, just feel. Walk in nature. Decreases rumination, increases serotonin, and resets attention. How to do it. Walk without your phone. Name what you see. green leaves, soft breeze, light. This grounds you in the now. Make eye contact and use touch creates safety, connection, and emotional regulation. How to do it? Gently place your hands on a loved one's shoulders. Hold eye contact for 10 seconds. Breathe together. Let the connection say what words can't. Say, "I love you." More often, reinforces connection and shifts your body from bracing to openness. How to do it? Say it at bed, before leaving the house, to yourself in the mirror. Verbal repetition wires emotional safety into your relationships. Why these rituals work? They soothe the nervous system, anchor your attention to the present, reconnect you to meaning, create new neural pathways of peace, purpose, and possibility. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need small, sacred habits that build momentum. Feeling stuck? Here's why and what to do. If you feel stuck or disconnected, your brain is likely repeating old wiring. Good news, you're not broken. You're just using the same neural loops. Dr. Newberg's prescription. 1. Break the pattern. Try a new experience that awakens emotion or wonder. 2. Insert small rituals that involve connection, stillness, or gratitude. 3. Reflect. When in the past did you feel more you? Recreate that space. Seek what gives you energy, meaning, and joy, and do more of it. Can you be spiritual without religion? Absolutely. Spirituality is how you engage with something greater. Religion is a structure. You can have one without the other, or both. He emphasizes that spiritual practices are universal, and even atheists report identical brain patterns during experiences of awe and unity. Final reflections from Dr. Newberg. Enlightenment is how you engage the world, not how spiritual you sound. Joy, awe, and connectedness are available to everyone. No special credentials needed. The brain is flexible. Even at age 85, you can change your wiring. Don't chase big experiences. Small, meaningful moments change everything. Your brain is wired for spiritual connection. You don't need religion to benefit. You just need intention. Awe, clarity, and connection are available in small daily moments. Your rituals matter. They're not fluff. They're your neural foundation. You're not waiting on the universe. You are the universe. Dr. Andrew Newberg. Hatch your parting challenge. Make life spiritual now. Ask yourself, who did I love? How did I love? Was I loved? Create tiny daily rituals that bring you stillness or wonder. Use spiritual experiences to anchor your nervous system, not escape reality. Trust that your brain is built to evolve. You can change at any time. That's a wrap on The Science of Spiritual Experiences, How to Rewire Your Brain for More Happiness and Purpose. If you found this summary valuable, make sure to follow, subscribe, and come back for more in-depth breakdowns of content. This summary came from PerfectSummary.com, your go-to for podcast recaps, book breakdowns, and video summaries that give you the gist so you can decide if you want the rest.